uploading it as well, because when they get this documentation, this is for PSC right here. Okay?
You put the artifact in both.
You want,
Right,
okay, so
right.
that's
Not just the title of the artifact there.
Right,
You want
and you
the
put the
on
artifact,
both.
exactly,
in Google Classroom.
exactly. Because when I look here, I'm gonna have evidence that you've done it.
Yeah, I was just gonna, help clarify, the chart is just gonna be where you fill out. That's gonna be in your Google Drive that everybody that has access to the Waco schools, people next door, can see everything that you do and have. And your evidence just needs to be in your Google Drive and noted as such, and they can see all the evidence to it. I think people are getting confused with the word upload and this chart. If you put it in Google, it's going to be in your drive, and they're going to be able to see it and pull it up and match it up. But I hope that
You got two
clear.
things going. PSC TEKS evaluation. You got two things going here. When you do your summative with me, 20% of your evaluation is me checking your professional learning goal and me signing off on it. I sign off it in the TEKS evaluation, and I sign off on it on this form right here. All right, when you come to see me for your summative. All right, when it's time for you to get renewed, the people at the board that do the certificate renewal, they're not gonna look in TEKS. They're gonna look at this. They're gonna go to Google Classroom or Google Forms, and they're gonna pull your name up, and they're gonna look at your evidence that you've done this for this school year. So if you've uploaded stuff to your TEKS, take that same stuff and just put it in here.
But we definitely need to see both.
Yes, sir. Because you're there for two different reasons.
Local and state, basically.
Exactly.
Where is that?
In Google Classroom, if you go into professional learning,
The video is there, but you
Yeah.
have to click on the
She's digging through
form.
there right now.
all right, we'll get the form, all right, we'll get the forms to you.
Okay.
We'll get it to you.
But there's two from Audra. One has a brown background and one has a red background.
We'll get it to you. But even if you just get this form, you should be in TEKS anyway. But you should have been doing this in TEKS anyway, which is what I looked at last night, and I can tell you 3/4 of us don't have nothing in TEKS. I can tell you that without even hesitating. It might be 95% of us. That's the only reason I'm showing us this. Because I sat there last night while I was looking at the game, and I was like, uh-oh, can't wait till somebody is. Can't wait till somebody is, and you looking at me across my desk, wanting to run back and do this. It ain't gonna happen. So, we in our mid-year conference. This is a great time to discuss this. About clear as mud?
It's a little clearer.
To leave comments, or if you're evaluator, to leave comments. At the bottom of this form, this will be this slide invitation for the PSC. Now this slide applies to TEKS only if you're under TEKS, because your goal.
Now this is the rubric that I'm gonna use right here. So when you come see me in a summative, we're gonna read this, and you're gonna fall under one of these levels right here. All right, in TEKS, okay? So that's the rubric.
Goal has to be evaluated for 20% of your TEKS evaluation. It will also be scored with a rubric, and your principal or assistant principal, whoever your evaluator is, will use this rubric to score your professional goal. And you can see you can get a level 1, a level 2, a level 3, or a level 4. So just read through that, make sure you understand the wording, and ask questions for clarification if you do not. This slide shows you the timeline that we will use for this school year. So by August the 31st, everyone will need to have their professional learning goal or plan entered into the TLE platform, and it must be approved by your administrator. Now in September through March, we're going to ask that you upload 1 artifact a month. So that's a total of 7 artifacts. And then in April and May, when you sit down for your summative evaluation, your professional learning goal will be scored with the rubric for your overall TEAC summative evaluation. Now I'm just going to show you quickly when you get ready to put your goal into the platform where you will go.
Now, is everybody familiar in the platform where it goes? Everybody's familiar with that? Not sure? Okay. When you go into your TEACs,
Okay. Once you get into the platform, you will come over here to user guide. And you're going to come right here where it says PSC, Professional Learning Goals or Plans. And you will click on this. This is a PDF file. You can print it, you can download it, but basically it takes you step by step on how to enter your goals into the platform. So,
now that's just directions on how to enter. To get to the goal, you will go into My TEACs under your name, okay? And then you would go down to professional learning goals for the ones that goals, professional learning plan, but then that's where you will put stuff in.
if I'm a teacher, I'm going to click on My TEACs and LEAPS Plan. And then just follow the directions through. You're either going to pick plan or goal. And again, if you're on a plan, you're going to be under the criterion that was listed in that chart. Most of us will be a goal, but there will be some of us that's on a plan. So you need to know from your principal if you're a plan or a goal. And then just go step by step on entering your goal into the platform. Once you get here, you have to put in the date you're writing the goal. You're going to write your goal, and then you have to click or check which TAPS performance standards that your goal applies to. Now, at this point, do not click accept. This professional learning goal is ongoing.
Yeah, please, some of us have already clicked accept, because when I looked at the complete chart, it's got completed. It shouldn't say completed, it should just say in progress. So I'm gonna have to get with Ms. Vickers and probably reopen those. So when you're doing this, please do not click accept. You're just gonna hit save and exit.
So we will not click accept to the end of the school year. So once you've done this, you're just gonna click save and exit, okay? Same thing if you pick professional learning plan. You're gonna go through, and then when you get to this slide, you have to pick the reason you're writing a plan. You're gonna put the date, write your goal statement here, check which TAP standards it applies, and then you have to give a little more detail. What data sources did you look at to write your goal? What are some strategies? And what is going to be your documentation and resources? This will be like your artifacts and stuff you upload. And again, do not click accept. You'll click save and exit because this is ongoing. Now, if you are not a teacher, you're going to come over here where it says contributing professionals, and you're going to click on this link. And this link shows you how to enter your goal or plan. You won't have a My TEACs evaluation to click on. So you'll have Contributing Professionals Plan 2017-18. And then again, the directions are step by step. You follow the same thing to enter your goal or your plan. You will have to put in the date. You'll have to write your goal statement. And then you will put in your TAP standard it's going to apply to, or if it's a district specified standard. This would be like if I'm a media specialist and I'm using a standard from my evaluation tool for media specialists. And then we would just indicate here what standard you're being measured on. And again, you will not click accept you'll just click save and exit. And then it takes you through the same thing if you're on a plan. So that is just to give you a quick update on how we're going to go about doing professional learning goals and professional learning plans this school year. Anytime you have any questions, please email myself, Aldra here at the board office, or give us a call. But anyway, that's just a quick update, and you'll be working with you throughout the year on more specifics and stuff as we get more information. Thank you.
All right, any questions on that? Again, in classroom, that video, if you need to, is right here in classroom. Is it what you want to do?
The 9 to 12 SLDS training, the way Ms. Gilbert had it worded, it looked kind of confusing, but for the English, math, science, and social studies people, that is just the teacher leaders, not the whole department. So it would be the department heads for English, math, science, and social studies, anyone in here who is in aspiring leaders, and then instructional facilitators. And that is average rate. Starting at 9, yeah, I see.
All right, any questions? All right, real quick on our, again, for our mid-conference, this is what we evaluated on. Teacher assessment on performance standards of 50%. That's the stuff how we walk around and do our walkthroughs. We do our walkthroughs and then we do our walkthroughs based on the 10 standards. And then, of course, your professional growth is 20%. That's what we just finished talking about. And then later on, when they get everything worked out, the student growth will come into play. All right, once the state gets everything worked out. Also, make sure that we go through and sign off on our TEACS platform. Make sure that we go through and sign off on walkthroughs, or because you get an email, just make sure you go through and sign off on all of those so that we can be up to date on that stuff. Any questions on our professional learning goals, anything dealing with TEACS?
Dr. Gray,
Ma'am?
you need to sign off on the midterm conference too. don't
Yes,
you?
thank you. Yes, if you go back today and sign off on midterm conference, somewhere in here, and this is not the right one, there's, I think this is the one. This is it right here. All right, just a quick overview. And these are the 10 standards. Professional knowledge, instructional planning, we get that from your lesson plans. Instructional delivery, strategies, and differentiated instruction. We'll get our differentiation from when we're doing our halt. That's why we incorporated, well, one of the reasons we incorporated halt time is so when you're looking at your data and you're setting up your halt time, then you know what things you need to work on. So we walk on a halt time day, that's when we'll be looking for this differentiation. Instructional strategies, when we come in, what kind of instructional strategy are you doing when we come in? I don't know of one that when we come in, you sit behind the desk. I haven't figured out that instructional strategy yet. So that's the instant. When we come in, you sit behind the desk. That's not an instructional strategy. Okay, we should be up and doing something for an instructional strategy. Differentiation, that's why we incorporated this. The assessment strategies and assessment usage, that's where we'll look at your all in learning data, and then we'll be looking at the assessment usage, where we send in some of that stuff as we, whatever type of assessment, whether you send it in for approval because you're going to give a summative, or whether you're giving a quiz, or whether we're looking at your all-in learning data, which is a form of a ticket out the door, which is a quick assessment of learning. That's what we'll be using for this category, okay? The positive learning environment, you know, we walk in, are the kids engaged, or are they just sitting there talking and smoking and joking and not really engaged? What kind of learning environment is it? Is it disruptive? Or is it some positive learning going on? Is it academically challenging? No, this stuff is nothing new. This is just mid-year conference going back over. Is it academically challenging? You know, are the kids just sitting there kind of like this, and we up there showing how smart we are, but they're not engaged, they're not learning anything. And I know there are times when, I'm clear, there are times when lecturing needs to be, like at the beginning of a lesson, but it shouldn't be every time we come in there. Your professionalism. You come to work on time. Are you on duty? Are you at your door? Are you doing the things you're supposed to do as a professional? That's where professionalism come in. Are you running around here stirring up trouble, not being professional, bringing stuff from home, not speaking to people, not any of that kind of stuff? Are your lesson plans where to be? Are your framework up like it needs to be? You know, all that's professionalism. All that's part of your, when you miss a faculty meeting, are you making that up? You know, all that's part of your professionalism. If you're not, then that's where that's going to reflect. And if it's reflecting, we'll put a note in there as to why it wasn't a real positive reflection on you. All this is by individual. I know we try to group it, because if we get something wrong, or we get a 1 or 2, we want to run and involve everybody. And we want to run in the room and involve everybody into my 2. But remember, this is all individual based. This is all your individual self. So if you're not doing something, and you're not standing at your door, if I'm on your department, and you're not standing at your door, and I'm standing at my door every day, and then you get dinged on that, and you come running to my room, can you believe I wasn't at my door, and I got a 1? You know, I might say, you know what, that's a shame. But in my mind, I'm saying, yeah, because I had to cover your sector because you wasn't at your door, okay? So we always talk about everybody holding up their end so that others don't have to cover. Because if you're not at your door, that's just an example. Somebody is covering your sector, and a lot of times it's your colleague. Communication. Please, I check this, please, put your communications into the campus, Infinite Campus. I can go to Infinite Campus right now if she would let me. I can just off the top of my head, I can pull up Miss Moore's, and her communication thing is full. So when I go to communications, it'll give me a printout, and that's the only way I know. So anything you do with a student, please get in the habit of sticking that in campus. It's nothing new. We talked about this. Please stick it in campus. That's your evidence that you've communicated. Called Alan Gray, didn't get an answer. It's documented though. Because I can tell you, when Alan Gray's parents come in here, they're gonna say, ain't nobody called me. Yes, I did. I called you on August the 5th at 4:30, and I didn't get an answer. Or I had this one. Parent told me I didn't call. Yes, ma'am, because your email's not set up. Oh, I I thought I set that thing up. You know, yeah, I did, I called you, but you